Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Elirob from Judy Murphy. This is a truly whimsical tangle and I love it. Okay, and there's two ways to do this. And I think I'll do it diagonal. That way I'll have enough room. Yeah, sure, to show both. All right. Now, this one, actually, there's more than one way. Of course, there's more than one way. It is Zentangle. I'm going to do it as it is on the step out. Now, as I'm starting here, let me just share also that in the description section is my step out. Also a link to Tangle patterns where this is housed. And so you can see Judy's step out and some samples that she has done on this. One of the things in her step out is, she kind of shows how to do it, but then shows like from some different directions that you could, different ways that you could do it. So I'll leave it at that. You just need to go look at it. Okay. So, as is on her step out. Now she leaves some gaps here, but we're just gonna do it. All right, so kind of a curved line ending in a spiral. And, and here's what I'll do is I'm just going to do a couple. Now she has a separation here. What I have found is that I don't think you need it. I think she had it there so that way you could add like an aura here. But if you're filling it in, then you don't need to worry about it. So I was like, well, why worry about it then? All right. So then I'm going to just do two for now, and we'll see. So once you have it, then you can decide. And this is, another neat thing about this is you can kind of leave this, just up to you. You could, and let's see, how did I did it on one where I left quite a space. So let me try that at the base here. So I left a little bit of a space. Well, that didn't work out. And then I'm going to box this in. Well, it's kind of a weird box, but that's okay. It's whimsical, right? So what I did is I boxed around the spiral. Okay? Let me do that on this side. Although this, well, let's see. You know what? Oh, I just had another thought of something else I could do. Never mind. No, it'll still be good. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I'm debating back and forth here with myself. All right, so let's just fill this in so you can see what that looks like. Now, of course, when you're filling in, you can, if you want to make this thicker here, of course you can. So, like I said, I think that she had left a gap. So like, for instance, if I was doing another one from this direction, would leave a gap, kind of like so that way then you could aura this and come out and do the box. But that's just going to depend on how you want yours to look. So then what we're doing is I'm just filling in the box. And that is just filling in from where I squared it, or like did a square spiral around and kind of touching a little bit, but that's also, again, an up to you thing. If you want to have it be separated a little bit, then you could. It's just how do you want it to look? And I'm sharing all that so that way then you have options. So that's kind of neat, right? Although I did kind of go a little bit, too far up. This is kind of a combination between doing it like square and a triangle, which I'll do the triangle in a minute. So anyway, so I just wanted to share that. Or you could leave it just this thin, and so I'm turning my tile here, and we're going to try it again. I kind of liked having a little bit of a flare, and this is just me personally coming up till I get, and you're just kind of eyeballing it. So you get just about to level here, and then I'm bringing the line over, and then bringing the line down, and trying to make it look like a box, and continuing as much as I can into the center of that spiral. Now, saying that, in Zentangle, we don't generally necessarily want to have something that we have to plan for. So that's why most everything is, we're not using a pre-printed grid line or anything. It's just, pen, ink, do, pen, paper, I should say, ink, pencil, then do. But, as you're doing it, you're like, kind of like, well, I think I want to do this a little bit differently, or I want to do that a little bit differently. And of course you can. And you know what? And you can do whatever planning that you want to, too, because, well, there are rules. Rules are made to be broken, right? All right, so then this one, so I'm going to come up a little bit here. We'll do this again, just that way you can see it. And then I'll come from the other side and do some triangles. Well, this one I'm going to leave a bit of a gap, just so we can see what that looks like. There were some other things on her page, on the Tangle patterns, which is, again, under the For More Inspiration, where, I think she colored in the spiral. So it was kind of like the reverse of this and was kind of really neat. And I didn't look at it any more than just like, oh, that's really cool. I'll have to try that sometime. One of those, might need a little bit more thought process, or I might need to just do my own step out, just to figure out how that would be. But some of y'all are probably quicker than me with some of this stuff. So, and then just filling in. But what's nice is also with it being whimsical is that there is no such thing as a mistake. And when it's whimsical, it's even more so. So just like, oh, this one went off a little too far. Well, so that's okay. And what's neat about this is that it's organic. Now, so this is one way to do it organically. And I did notice that she had it on her site a different way. I'll try to do it on the triangle side. But you see how that works. And that's really cool. So I'm going to flip. Oh, I'm going to do it there. Maybe I think I will do it. I'll do it here, so that way we're all growing to the top. So that kind of like with one stem, similar to like flux or something, where you could have this come out with a nice spiral, and then coming from the same stem, and she has them even, which is kind of cute. So we'll try that, like so, and then you could do. I'm going to come up and come on this side just because I don't want too many collisions. Oh no, I can fit. Okay, so the triangle one, same idea. Although this, you wouldn't necessarily have to trace over this. You could just like coming from here, say, and do triangle. And it's kind of like a spirally triangle if I was going to make something up. Oh, look it. And I'm going to do it. I'll do a double one in here like that. But having that triangle idea. Let's see what that looks filled in. Yeah, lots of different ways that you can make this yours, the number of times you go around. Because maybe you don't want to go in a couple. Maybe it's just, I go in, say, just once and not like, in, I don't know, whatever I would call that. But you wouldn't necessarily have to go around as many times as I did. Not that I went that many times, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, and then, too, one thing I noticed is like as I'm coloring this in, it gets a little sloppy. So if it does that, so like even here, I don't know if you can see that, I'm just redrawing that line underneath. It tightens it up just a little bit. So really neat. All right, let's try that again. We'll do on this side. So again, for this one, just coming up from that, and it's the kind of the takeoff and land concept that we use so much in things. In this, you could have that go in just as far as you want. And two, you don't necessarily even have to, go all the way in, like I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to have to mess with that. And you take a look and hopefully you just looking at the, doing the reverse coloring in. I was so excited to do this. I was like, oh no, I just want to do this, and then I'll look at that later. Because sometimes it's fun to just get, well, you know, it is fun to get used to a tangle, doing it, you know, more to, that just looks so neat. All right, let's do it on the flip side here. Oh, and you know what, I'm just thinking, let's try this. I'm going to come out and make my triangle this way. So maybe out a little bit further. Because I guess in my mind, I'm thinking of them more straight up, and I'm looking like, well, it's about the same angle. It's just a smidge over. So silly. Here, I thought I had an interesting idea. But not. It's okay. All right, shade this in. Normally, I save you from all of this filling in, but it's not that much of it. And let's see what else was. This is just really, you know, adding to the organic list. In the way I kind of was treating the organics as something that could continue to grow on itself. So like this is growing this way, kind of from each stem, and this one is growing from a center stem, if you will. And it's just really, really cool. All right, last bit. And, you know, and of course, because this is the way it is, there's not really, I'm not thinking of a way to shade, except if your spirals are really wide and you make it really big, maybe there's a way. I'm just not thinking of how I might want to do that. Like to do shading on the inside. And sometimes, you know what, it doesn't really necessarily need shading. You could do always the, you know, the outline, you know, so that it's like offset and it looks like it's casting a shadow. But sometimes it's just cool to just have it as it is and not worry about shading. Sometimes. This one I'm going to go completely off to the side here. It just needed to have a little bit something finished off there. My opinion. Oh, and so that's another thing. So some of mine are, my spirals are more round, where this one was more oval. So that's a whole, another thing that you can play with is how you do your spirals. Besides, how big they are, how far apart the spirals are. So, just totally fun, totally whimsical, and it'd be fun to add it to the garden. Just really, really neat. So I hope you enjoyed this and that you have fun with this one. If you did enjoy, would love to have a thumbs up. Also, would love to have if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, would love to have you subscribe. And then just make sure to hit the notification so that way you can decide how you want to be notified. If you want to be notified at all, is how I like to say it. Because sometimes people don't. And that is quite all right. But I would love to have you subscribe, and so that way you can see more if you like it enough. So with that, before I forget, I always say with that right as I'm closing up. If you are interested in doing some live tangle classes, I do a combination of paid and free on Thursdays. Thursdays I'm in Michigan, just so you know. On Thursdays in Michigan, we do an hour session twice a day. So check it out on my website. Links are in the description section. Would love to have you join us, and if you want to be a part of the community, there's a link for our Facebook group and all of that kind of thing. So with that now, thanks again for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.